Now you have to move more often. It's way too long between drinks when you stay that long in your homes. Back in the old days, you're only there for 7 years, so get moving, everyone. Don't worry about the renos. I know we're doing a special article on it today, but give that a miss and sell. We need the commissions. And I'm sure you're really interested in that. Now, speaking of interesting people, an old friend of mine, and I shouldn't say old, but a friend that I've had for a long time, person that ended up the state manager of realestate.com.au, joins me in the studio today. It's Kym McGuinness. He's the state manager. Welcome, Kym.
Well, thank you very much, Anthony. Good to be here.
Now, Kym, before we get into our little discussion, which I'm really looking forward to.
Good.
Talk to me about Kym McGuinness. What's your background?
Okay, well, as you know, we go back about 20 odd years. I started in telco and can remember selling you and your organisation pages many, many moons ago. When that was the height of technology.
Things have moved, haven't they?
Just a little bit, yeah. But I've been with realestate.com.au now for 7 years in South Australia. Look after the residential business here, and it's just an exciting place to be. As you know, online is such an ever-changing and growing industry. It's a lot of fun.
Now, Kym, I want to ask a few questions about it. Realestate.com.au are a big player. They're known by pretty much everyone.
Yep.
How do you rate? Because I think domain.com. How do you rate in New South Wales? It's the only spot that Tell me about your presence.
Yep. Well, nationally, we're fortunate to be the largest and the most used online portal, real estate portal. So that's a bit of a fillip for us. In New South Wales, Domain and us are pretty line ball. There's some patches of Sydney where Domain have the edge on us, others where we have the edge on them. Overall, we like to think that we've got the numbers, but that's about the only place where there's some form of serious one-on-one. We tend to have a pretty significant lead in most other states, particularly here in South Australia, where we're about 300 times more viewers to our site than theirs each month.
Can you just go around the country for us and just explain to us the kind of presence that you've got in each of the states, just really quickly? So if we look at Queensland, is there another big player in there?
Yeah, it's pretty much a duopoly. It's basically us and Domain. We're clear leaders in Queensland. We have the edge on them in New South Wales.
Right.
Clear leaders in Victoria. Real Estate View is a bigger player of the smaller groups, but still quite insignificant in terms of number of views compared to the two main players. Tassie, of course, we're leaders. Here we're leaders, and in New South Wales, I beg your pardon, in WA we're also leaders. And WA has a different player. They've got REWA, which is the Real Estate Institute body.
Right. Okay. Now, I've got Tom Panis on this segment shortly.
Yep.
And Tom and I had a really good chat about paper advertising. He represents like the press, if you like. Mm-hmm. It was a really excellent discussion. So we had just tell me about why or where would you put your money if it was Kym McGuinness selling your own home?
Yep. Look, it's a really interesting question, Anthony. And one thing I'll say up front is that I would never advocate that you don't do a media mix. And that's the message we try and get out to both agents and consumers, is that you've got to get your media mix right. So am I putting the appropriate amount of money to get the appropriate response from all forms of advertising? The trend these days is heavily towards online, and that can sometimes be a lost cousin, although in recent years it's certainly shot up the hit chart. So personally, I'd be looking at a media mix, but heavily focused on online.
Okay, let's get more specific. And say you had $5,000 that you were allocating to sell your home. Mm-hmm. Now this, I don't know whether you can do this or not, but put on a cap where it's Kym McGuinness selling, not you as state manager of realestate.com.
Yep.
And if you can't be genuine about it, rather than not answer it. So, if you can't, let me know. So you've got $5,000 of spend. Mm-hmm. Roughly, what would you spend in each of the mediums, given, about, online and stuff?
The beauty of online is that I could spend just a portion of that, a small portion of that, and get a massive amount of coverage. So I don't think I need to spend $5,000 for a start. I can spend under $500 on realestate.com.au, get a 3-month premium online campaign that will have my property front and centre on the biggest real estate website in the country, with over 7 million unique browsers coming to look at it each month, and have my property up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to an audience that's worldwide. I would tap into some of the local stuff, perhaps a small ad in the paper once or twice, messenger press perhaps, I'd need to look at the demographics and the costings, etc. But my main focus would be online, and as I said, with online I can spend a whole lot less than $5,000.
So tell me, what about the people who don't have computers, like my mother, for example?
Yep.
Now I know that maybe that's changed, but tell me, how do you pick up those people that don't like or enjoy online?
That's why you've got to have a media mix. So the ones that don't use online, and we know 85% of people looking to buy property go to online first, but those that don't would probably look at the papers. So I'd have to have a presence in there in some small way, shape or form, just to capture that small portion of the market that doesn't.
Now people would argue that it's the other way around, where you discover something in the press or in the magazine, like something like SA Live, and then you go to the web for more information. Do you have the belief that they go to the web first?
Yeah, the study after study shows that, as I said, 85% as of February this year of people looking for property go to the internet as their main tool for searching for property.
Yeah, but is that after they've seen it?
Look, there's some property going to be seen in the papers, but when you look at the amount of property, if we look at the Adelaide Advertiser, for example, has about 2,000 properties in the paper each week.
16, 17 now,
Yep.
2 to 3. Yeah.
Yep.
Peak season.
14 to 16,000 properties online and for sale in South Australia on realestate.com.au. So consumers will have a browse through the papers, but the majority, practically all of the property, is online, and that's what they want to see. Consumers want to go where they've got the full choice of everything they can get.
Kym, we'll come back to you in a
Certainly.
minute. All right. But let's go to Going and look at some sales.